Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Yeah, I'm actually amazed that we're all friends.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill road.
Welcome to Take on the World with
Sue?
Katie.
and Mike. Sue, thanks for joining us this week.
You are welcome.
We'll
This
miss John.
For those of you who don't know, I had a sex change over the week.
Yeah, good for you, bro. Mm-hmm. That
I'm
is
the
that is
artist-
some odd news for this week.
I'm the artist formerly known as John.
Yeah, his new symbol is just a penis. So, Take on the World here, we talk about a whole bunch of other different things, topics, whatever. You're not going to get facts. You're not going to get good information. We're probably going to lie to you a whole lot.
But
But you're going to believe it and love every
Yeah.
sweet ass word.
you're probably going to close your computer and never hit this.
Of course they're going to listen to it again.
Never going to listen to it again.
Of course they will.
I will. I think we're funny. I don't know.
And this is
This is really
episode
all that matters.
4.
Four. What's that? Which one?
Quattro.
4.
Okay.
That's after 3.
3? What's after 4?
6.
5. But you must say 2 and 3 first.
Nope.
Like the hand grenade of from Monty Python.
You will not rule me.
Anyway, this week we'll be talking about, I don't know if anybody can guess. Anybody? Anybody?
I don't see a theme here.
None?
I think it's close to Halloween too, isn't it?
Pizzagate.
No, we're not talking about Pizzagate.
I love pizza.
Me too.
We're talking about horror movies.
Bacon ranch pizza.
That is good.
My
It
favorite.
is.
You know what? I'm just gonna get this off my chest. Fuck meat lovers.
What?
I don't like meat lovers pizza.
You're just a dude.
Ironically, likes meat lovers and everything else.
Yes.
Just not on
He's a
pizza.
meat lover of everything else,
If
just
you,
not
If you
pizza.
had dough and tomato, he's not about it.
No, I am about the dough and tomato. No meat. I'll eat it, but
Yeah, we all know you'll eat meat.
And just for reference, pineapple does belong on pizza.
love me a pineapple pizza.
It belongs on pizza in the trash can.
Oh.
What's your what do you got against pineapple pizza?
It doesn't belong on pizza.
So you'll still eat it, won't you?
No, never.
What?
No. Not a fan of fruit.
You ate them soggy ass fucking mushroom bites from the Chinese cafe the other day?
Chinese kids mushroom bites. What the hell are you talking about?
No.
What the?
It wasn't the Chinese place. It was the canteen down the street. Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh, I don't eat there anymore.
you give me fried mushroom?
I like fried mushrooms. They just were not good.
Katie.
You don't like fried mushrooms? Do you like fried mushrooms? No? I love fried mushrooms.
It's like fried cock.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that tastes like. Fed shit kept in the
10-4.
dark.
That's so far off the topic of horror
whatever.
movies.
That could be a horror movie.
Not, I was to say it could be. Not really.
Watching Mike eat fried mushrooms. That would scare anybody.
Dun dun dun.
Sucking on his fingers. Oof, gave me nightmares for weeks. Greasy little fingers.
Are you done?
Little.
Why are you looking at my fingers, dude?
Licking your lips.
Anyways, back on topic of
Horror movies.
I think this is your area.
Oh, I love horror movies.
I don't
You're-
think anybody's as in tune with this area as I am.
Really? Okay.
All right.
Mike has seen a lot more, but that's just because Mike is Mike, but I know a lot more.
All right. I'm just kind of. I'm at the bottom of the tier right now, which is nothing wrong with that, but
Well, I don't know. You turned me on to a great horror movie once.
I turned you on.
To a great horror movie.
I knew it.
Who starred in it?
Was it the chin strap?
What was it about?
Who was in that movie?
What was it called? What was it about?
Switch hitters?
So here we go
I think
again.
you were in that one.
So this podcast came up because we used to sit in the shop and talk about the most ridiculous things.
Anything.
And
We're over the top.
yeah. Oh, like, well, someone's over the top. Most of us just had regular conversations. John made him gay. So the one day he comes in and he says, "Hey, Mike, I saw this great freaking horror movie over the weekend. This movie was awesome."
I'll never live this down.
And I'm like, "Oh, really? What was it?" I love horror movies. I want to see it. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, okay. So who was in it? Well, I don't know who was in it. Oh, all right. Cool. What was it about? Tell me what it was about. Explain the movie to me because this is such a great movie. I have to see it. What was it about? Well, I don't know. Like, are you shitting me? Like, no. You don't know what it's about. You don't know the name of it. You don't know who was in it.
But I'm sure you'd like it.
What year was it made? I'm not sure. Well, you knew nothing about the movie, dude.
I knew I really liked it.
Well, you know what? In my defense, that movie's hard to describe.
Very true, because if Katie asked me right now what the movie was about,
and
I couldn't tell you, but it was a good movie.
My simplistic mind, I don't know. I couldn't formulate the words to create a sentence to describe this movie.
So it was about a week later you figured out what the movie was.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth. And it's actually listed on...
No, I knew the name of it. I told you what it was called.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. Need we phone a friend?
Yeah, okay. I guess it's 3-1.
Yeah, we were voting. It's 3-1 against you.
So, anyways...
But Pan's Labyrinth was... And it's listed...
A movie.
It's listed on the top 500... It's like high in the list of the top 500.
500?
Why? That's the list that I looked at.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's in the top...
300.
It's in the top 100 of the top 500 movies.
Oh, okay. Well, there have probably only been 500 horror movies.
No, there have been much more.
Actually, so rap at me, bro. Let's talk about it.
I think Daniel De Souza did a great job at directing that.
Oh, you know the director, but you know nothing else about the movie.
That is not the director. Philip Sousa?
No.
John Philip Sousa?
Yeah.
That's the guy that wrote...
wrote Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes. What did he write?
I almost said the national anthem, but it wasn't. John Philip Sousa wrote...
Star Spangled Banner?
He did not write Star Spangled Banner. Star Spangled Banner is our national anthem. That was written by Francis
I know, you just
Scott
said that.
Key. John Philip Sousa was a predominant figure in history, I feel.
I know,
I feel like he was.
All I know is he stayed in the Lincoln at Reading years ago. Fact.
I don't think he did.
He got his rocks off at the Lincoln in Reading.
Okay.
Many have.
So I'm doing research for this episode because I like to look things up before we talk about them.
I did not.
So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about.
I'm just going to go on pure memory.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what was the first horror movie ever made? And John, you don't even have any notes in front of you.
No, I don't need no notes.
The notes that I gave you.
I wrote them on the back of my machete.
Machete. So, 1896 was the first horror movie ever made.
John and I weren't alive for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a while ago.
I was not born yet, surprisingly.
He was just a stain in a sock, boy.
In fact, I looked up the first 10 horror movies, and this George Méliès.
Say it again.
Méliès.
Sounds different every time you say it. But anyway.
Méliès.
John Philip Sousa?
No. Jorge Méliès.
Was he American?
No, not even close.
He was born in Puerto Rico.
No, he was not.
Keep going.
Anyway, he did like 6 of the first 10 horror movies. And I actually went on YouTube and I watched these horror movies thinking, I'm going to settle in and watch 4 or 5 of them. Well, that took me 8 minutes because the first one was only 4 minutes long. But in its day, when you think about it, film had to be so expensive. And
I
the
just
process
don't understand how you make a successful horror movie in 4 minutes.
Did you?
There's
You didn't watch these. Did you watch these?
No.
I watched all of them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, it.
No, you did not. You
Yes,
lied.
he did. Yes, he did.
The House of the Devil is the first one. It's 4 minutes long. If you go down to the fourth one, which was in 1897, that movie, in its full entirety, is 44 seconds long.
Yeah. I would love to see them, but
It's actually pretty cool. They're silent films. They got the quirky music in the background. Mm-hmm. But I watched 5 or 6 of them, 8 minutes. I wouldn't. They put them out as comedy horror. I don't really. It's a different time, but it was. This is the root of the horror industry. Started with these movies.
All from this one guy.
Well, most of them for the one guy. There was another guy, the X-ray Fiend.
X-Way?
You need to talk into your mic, Mike.
X-ray Fiend.
I don't care.
Was George Albert Smith. It was not George Méliès.
Jorge Albert Smith.
I don't know. I found it interesting because I just thought that was an interesting piece of research on it.
So then, since you were the only one who does your homework, what was the actual full-length horror, the first full-length horror movie?
That I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Because I think you know and you're ready to pop it off.
No.
Oh, really?
Really?
You're going to bring that up and not even know?
It was a question
I'd look it up right now, but I don't have internet access.
Nosferatu.
No. And that was an hour and a half long, and that was 1920.
Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein.
I have no idea what it actually is.
The first Frankenstein movie was actually that was based on Shelley. Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like 25 minutes long.
Crazy. Yeah. Well, you know what's weird is now we have all these long movies that we're accustomed to, hour and a half, 2 hours. You see with the new stuff coming out, it's like real quick, like Quibi. Isn't that what it's called? And they're like basically short films. Like all the shows are now like 15, 20 minutes long. So they're kind of going back to that.
Well, it holds your attention longer.
Yeah. I find that interesting.
It also takes a little more art to get your point across in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, like what I was listening to, and they said the guy filmed basically a whole season in like 2 days.
Whole season of
their show.
What show?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Just Pan's Labyrinth. So I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
And 90s.
And horror flicks were like the jam back then. Like I love B movies. I love low budget horror movies.
Crappy, just stupid.
Yeah. And they would pump them out. And I used to believe that Grindhouse was a type of film. And it actually isn't. A Grindhouse is the movie theaters that would play the B movies because they'd spend $10,000 making a movie and make $1 million grinding them out in these theaters, just grinding one after another. And that's where the term Grindhouse came from. I found out from my research too.
Learn something new every day.
There is I thought there was a Grindhouse genre, but when I was looking up the horror movie genres to prove a point to somebody sitting at this table who still doesn't believe
Jaws and Birds are not horror movies, ladies and gentlemen.
Alfred Hitchcock is most certainly horror. Psychological thrillers.
That's a
whole other
fine
subject
line
that we're going to get into, but horror and psychological thrillers are
Somebody
two completely
please tell
different
me
things.
where that line is that divides a horror from a not horror.
You mean a horror from a psychological thriller?
Well,
or that
in the horror genre, there's subgenres, which you have gore and disturbing. You have psychological, which is the second main one. Monster, home invasion, survival. Paranormal, and
what about the Blair Witch Project? You remember that?
I'm going to tell you something about Blair Witch because that came up in my research.
That movie was so stupid.
I hated it.
I did too.
But it actually brought up a new way of filming things. It was the first
terribly
from first-person perspective.
Let me see. Where is it?
No, but I'll tell you funny. So at the time, I don't know, I was probably like 16, 17. And my girlfriend at the time got a hold of a knockoff movie of that, or a pirated version of that.
That's illegal, John.
Well, illegal's a sick bird. So she got a hold of it, and then she told her friends that she found this video somewhere in her attic or whatever. What the fuck was that?
Jesus Christ.
Was that your neighbor?
No, it was probably my neighbor next door.
Neighbor's beating
probably
off
just
again.
Fell on the steps.
Good. So she told all her friends that she found this movie, in her attic. Oh, you guys got to all come over and watch this movie. It's really creepy. So she had all her friends there, and I was such a dick. I just laughed at it the whole time. Like, I'm like, this is stupid. This is fake. She's like, shut up. I'm trying to let them so they believe this.
And it was very low budget.
I couldn't.
It was very low budget. They made $1 million. I mean, they made millions and millions of dollars off that movie.
The fuck? Why don't we make a movie?
But honestly, it was the first of its kind, and it was shot in such a way that it kept you on your seat.
The technique that they used
Yes,
to shoot it is
it
called
was-
found footage. It's found footage technique.
It was very well done.
And it was the first one of its kind, and the found footage technique has been used in numerous movies since then, including you ever seen the movie Cloverfield?
Yeah.
Okay. So my daughter and I, we'd always make time to sit and watch a movie. I'm a movie buff. I love movies. I've seen millions of them. So I said to my daughter, I said, well, I got this movie. You want to watch it? What the hell was that?
Is that fuck? I don't think anybody started the camera.
Yes, I started before I sat down.
I don't think it just shut itself off.
It's blinking.
God damn it. Welcome to the Amateur Hour
It just went off.
with Katie,
It just turned off.
Mike, and Sue. So you. That's my name.
Then we go check the camera.
So you. So you want to check
I mean,
the
if
camera?
you just want to get up in the middle of this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else does.
See you later, buddy.
Bye.
Can you give me another sausage? And feed it to me? Are we still recording?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
We're just letting everybody know
God.
how inadequate and fucking retarded we are.
The Shit Show 2020 continues on. Right, Mike?
Mike doesn't know. He's stumped. Oh,
Pretty little
wrong.
Mike.
No, it just stopped.
Pretty little
Run
Mike.
your fingers through his hair.
What do you think they use for his hair?
Hair. Look at it.
Like, what is that?
Cotton. You know who he looks like? That one actor. I can't think of his name. No, I really, I
hold
can't
on.
think of his name. He's like, I can't. You know who I was talking about?
Kramer?
I can't
No.
remember his name.
He looks like, but he plays in. Oh my God, he's in a lot of fucking movies.
William Shatner?
No,
That's him.
It does look, but the hair looks like the guy.
But it's a William Shatner mask. That's
We'll get there.
okay. Where were we?
Cloverfield.
Oh, so we sit down and watch this movie, and she goes, "Well, what kind of movie is this?" And I'm not sure. I think it's a spy thriller. It sounded like
this
Codename Cloverfield or something like that. And we sit down and watch it. We're both looking at each other. She just keeps on saying, "Spy thriller, really?" So that was. So every time I say, "Yeah, I want to watch this movie," she goes, "What kind of movie is a spy thriller?"
No. I mean, honestly, this stuff, Paranormal Activity is a new one that's more recent that used that kind of the found footage kind of thing, and I think that's something that keeps a lot of people like hooked because you think about it. I mean, that's honestly something that could happen. I shouldn't say that, but it's more realistic in the sense of you can relate more to it than you can Pan's Labyrinth.
Well, Pan's Labyrinth was more of a sci-fi horror movie, which is actually a subgenre.
Right, but are you not more inclined to be more afraid of something that is more likely to happen
Right, yeah, absolutely.
than you are something that is completely and entirely
I
fictional?
think that's why the found footage technique is so enthralling to people.
Yeah.
I think Evil Dead almost a little bit uses a little bit of that, the way they film it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It's not complete. I mean, it's not put out as a found footage movie, but
that part where he's like running through the woods.
yeah, I love that. I love that part.
Gives you the
Or
sense
the
that
second
it's
one
like
where
you're
he's
actually
running
being
through the
chased.
house. Yeah.
Or the rape tree.
The rape tree is my favorite. The rape tree is the only reason I watched Evil Dead. The sheer stupidity is the only reason I watched the second one and ended up liking it.
So in the subgenres under Monster,
Monster.
of course,
Why do you keep saying monster?
Monster.
Like, what is it? Piece of fucking cheese?
Monster.
Monster.
Munster was like Herman Munster.
Maybe we're just from different parts of Pennsylvania.
I guess so.
There's vampire, werewolf, giant monsters.
That sounds like a whole nother genre.
Small creatures,
Giant monsters.
sci-fi
Also a whole
and
nother genre.
aliens,
Okay.
and one of my favorites is zombie.
Oh, yeah.
And there's two subgenres of zombie.
Fast zombies or slow zombies?
Zombies are slow.
Yeah, I agree.
They-
Now they become fast, except for in The Walking Dead. They can be, but for the most part, they're slow. And I remember somebody arguing with me, well, it makes more sense that a zombie will be fast. I'm like, yeah, but it's the hordes. They're just slow, and you can't overcome the sheer numbers of them.
Right.
That's how they get you. They're like, I could just run away from them, but they don't stop.
Well, it's like Friday the 13th. How fast those kids run through the woods, and Jason just walking behind them.
Yeah.
And he's always
Same
right
with
there.
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But Jason could teleport.
What?
Yeah.
Just like Bigfoot?
Maybe he is a Bigfoot.
He's a urine. What are the two subcultures of zombie movies? Then?
There's undead, which are the undead, and then there's virus. There's two separate ones.
Makes sense. Makes
So,
sense.
do you ever see 28 Days Later?
Yes.
Okay. When I first saw that movie, I'm like, yeah, this movie wasn't that great. Like, I didn't dislike it, but it was like, it could have been better. And then I found out what the budget for that movie was. Like, they only spent $6 million to make that movie.
Only $6 million.
Well,
That's cheap.
Considering the
cheap bastards.
the blockbusters coming out of Hollywood are spending $30 and $40 million on a movie, hoping to make $60 million. 28 Days Later spent $6 million and made $60 million.
It's called A Good Time.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. So when I went back and I watched it again and looked at it,
I liked that movie. I thought it was good.
well, I looked at it through the lens of a B low budget movie, and I think I enjoyed it more knowing it was a B movie.
Yeah.
Like I remember all the creepy monster movies from the 50s and 60s because they were always on when I was growing up.
Yeah.
The big spiders, the big ants, whatever, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
I don't know. Zombieland was a pretty good zombie movie.
I love Zombieland.
Zombieland was great.
Did you see the second one?
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Like
I did too.
my son watched that with me, and we just had a good time watching it.
I didn't see the second one. I didn't know it was out.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's actually like a third one. I think the newest one is the third one, right?
Is it?
I don't know. I thought that there were two Zombielands, and then the third one, I don't know. There's a new one.
The newer one was the second one, I thought.
I don't know. Maybe
If there's
somebody
another
would
one-
have done their research.
If there's another one, I'm up for watching
Woody
it.
Harrelson. Yeah,
What about Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman? That was a viral infection.
But they weren't zombies.
That's probably more like a thriller.
That was like a thriller, spy thriller.
spy thriller.
Yeah.
How about thriller?
Thriller
Would you consider that a
Thriller,
movie?
Thriller was a horror music video.
And it was great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so up in the air about Michael Jackson. Because he made great music, but then there's a whole thing with the kids that kind of stained his career.
And the sheets. I don't... Oh, I went there.
That was cold.
And, listen, that's a whole other topic. I don't know. Thriller, regardless of where you stand on Michael Jackson, it's just one of those things where everybody hears it, you want to get up and dance, It is what it is. See, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
I don't know. So I pose a question. Out of the three of us sitting here, your favorite horror movie of all time, and go.
I don't know. I don't know if... I'm a big Friday the 13th fan, but I don't know if it'd be my favorite. There's so many for me. Like, I love Evil Dead 2. I love Phantasm 2 and 3. Hellraiser was very impressionable when I was young. Mm-hmm. Younger.
You were very impressionable when you were young.
So, I think I told John this story once. When I was like 5, a movie came out called Magic. Did I tell you that?
I think so, but continue.
It was a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I wanted to watch this movie in the worst way, and I wasn't allowed. So one night after everybody was no longer paying attention to me, I snuck down, and this movie was on the TV, and I'm watching it, and I had freaking nightmares. And this
Did you wet the bed?
No, I did not. But thanks for asking. I had nightmares, and even to the point where when Heart did Magic Man, the song,
Yeah.
like I'd turn the radio off.
You piss your pants.
No.
But you're an impressionable child.
I was.
You watch that movie now, and how do you feel about
I
it?
think it's corny.
Yeah. See, I feel the same way about A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really?
Like, all the OG movies.
That movie was scary as shit when I was a kid, and then I rewatched it last year with my daughter, and she was laughing at it. She's like, "Daddy, this is cheesy."
It is. It's horror comedy. It's a dark comedy, but it's a horror comedy. I've always loved them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's two. It was two when he had the needles instead of the knives,
blades,
and he shoves them in around. He goes, "What a rush!" Like that to me is funny as hell.
Yeah.
But they did some excellent special effects in those movies. In fact,
for the time, yeah.
The movies of the 70s and 80s had great special effects for their time. Like you look at them now, and the special effects are all digital and everything now. Well, they didn't do digital back then.
Yeah.
Everything was done.
Costumes.
There was a magazine that I used to get as a kid through high school called Fangora. And Fangora was, what the hell?
What the fuck is that? Oh, it's Michael Myers' hair.
It's his pube hair.
It's his luscious locks.
Fangora magazine, I would take it and sit at the lunch table, and I'd read this, and people would get sick from they wouldn't eat their lunch. And I'm like, you gonna eat that? I'll take that. But I would do it on purpose because like the stuff didn't bother me. Me and my buddy Rob, we used to read that magazine all the time, and we actually we got a latex mask, and it was just a neck piece, and I still have it someplace, and it's like a throat cut. And we hooked it up, and we had blood oozing out of it, and we tried to trick one of our teachers. And
nice.
And like he went in, he's like, "Oh, you got to come out here." Mike fell and he cut he's bleeding really bad. And the teacher's like, "What?" And he's like, "You got to fucking get out here." And when he said that, she's like, "Oh my god, if he's gonna curse, he's got to be real." And she comes out, and she's like having heart palpitations. Her husband saw me getting ready because he was another teacher at the school, and like he stepped in real quick and said, "That's enough." Like he let us pull the trick. But then he said, that's enough. So we didn't get any trouble for it because it was funny.
Yeah.
But like, we were really into the special effects and all that. And
yeah.
Back then, like, Jason, Freddy, Michael, the special effects were just top-notch for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to say maybe Poltergeist for me.
God.
That's a good movie.
There was just some really creepy parts of that old creepy man.
Your demons have been exorcised.
That I just remember watching that with my sister. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what's with the like little short lady? And she's so creepy.
Her voice, though, honestly, she did Scariest Places on Earth was on Fox Family when it was a thing, and she was the narrator for it. And when you hear her voice, when you can't actually put a voice to the body, because then it's fucking hilarious. But when she just talks and she's rapping about these places, I mean, it's honestly creepy. Her voice is chilling. Her voice is chilling.
That's why it scarred me forever.
There's a movie I watched, like I must have watched it like 20 times. And I never thought of it as a horror movie, but when you look back, it kind of is a zombie type. Night of the Comet. You ever see that?
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
It was two Valley girls who were in a vault
Stuck in a dryer.
When this comet hit the Earth, and anybody who was outside got irradiated and turned into zombies, and anybody who was protected. So it was so corny, but for the 80s, it was a shit.
There has been some really bad movies I've seen. I just turn them off.
Leprechaun.
Yeah.
But they're the fun ones.
They are fun.
I mean, sci-fi was my jam. Growing up, all the horror movies and stuff they would play. I mean, but I grew up a horror fan. I read Goosebumps. I watched Tales from the Crypt.
Goosebumps.
They were, before it was a show or a movie, they were books. And,
I know that.
And you could actually pick the ending.
They were kids' books.
They were kids. I was a fucking child, Mike. Mind you, I was born in 1989. However, what I'm saying is, there was some good shit out there. That kind of like led me into my thing. But I don't know.
So now, I was born in 1970, so I'm old. But, so the movies that I started watching when I was 12, 13 years old, when I started really getting into horror movies, were movies from the late 60s.
Okay.
Early 70s. So, you were born in 89.
Mm-hmm.
Lost Boys.
Okay. What about it?
It was 87, so it was 2 years before you were born. Was that one of your impressionable movies?
Nope.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
man, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's the modern vampire movie.
What's the matter, Michael? It's just
Yeah, but I don't think
Michael,
I think
you're
I
eating
just,
maggots, Michael. How do they taste?
it wasn't necessarily impressionable for me.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
So what was your first impressionable horror movie?
First impression, probably
Candyman.
Halloween. It was probably Halloween, but as watching it as a child was different. I watch it now. I mean, Michael Myers is pretty much my role model. Like, whew. Yes, I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I like the shirt.
No lives matter. But I mean, it's not scary for me. For me, it's just cool. But I think the more movies they make, and they're making yet another Halloween, it's just getting old. So is Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's just like,
Watch it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say it. I love Jamie Lee Curtis and the whole Michael Myers trilogy crap.
Trilogy. It's like a
Whatever. I can't.
quintuple key, whatever.
How many are there? Like 6, 7?
A lot.
But the last one, they had to go. And
I kind of
just
like the last one.
I feel it's
No.
cheesy.
I saw it in theaters, and I did not appreciate it.
Really, you set a trap, and then there's like guns in it, and it just.
You have to
And
realize
then they left the door wide open again.
that like a lot of the Halloween movies are disconnected. They're not. There's no continuity to them.
This one was continuity.
just felt
This
it
one
This
was.
one was straight continuity.
Well, that's what I liked about
I just
it.
felt it was they went the easy route, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna have explosions and shoot a lot of guns in the end of it, and we'll just make it Americanized.
And there's still another one coming out.
But I just thought I like
Not that I have anything against guns.
the newest Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. To me, that was Friday the 13th 1.5. It really wasn't Friday the 13th. Did that freaking camera just go off again?
You need a new camera, Mike.
Or there's ghosts in this house.
That could be.
There's some ghosts in this house. I don't know.
I gotta go check the camera.
Oh my god. Oh, things were just getting good.
I know.
And Mike's got to go pee again.
Mike's not going to pee.
Do you have to take a break too? Can I just talk to these people for a little bit?
Just talk.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know.
Spit it.
I have so many things I could say.
Just say.
I don't know what to say.
What was your favorite Halloween movie?
Out of the whole entire series?
Yeah,
The OG, the first one.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I do like the.
can't hear me, but I said the first one.
Mike said the first one.
I gotta say, I like the Scott Dillon ones. No, I'm sorry.
I retract my statement.
Just joking. The Rob Zombie ones. I liked them. I thought they were
Halloween
good.
H2O.
Yeah.
I don't know. OG is where it's at. I don't think you can get any better than the original.
And Jamie Lee Curtis does not show her tits in the original.
She doesn't show her tits in the remake either, because I think we went into the theater expecting that and we were disappointed.
She doesn't. I think they had lured to that like she was going to,
But she didn't.
and then it was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
I had to argue with you about this. Because that's a
Well, it's been a
common
long time since I've seen
misconception.
it. And I always felt that, I always thought, in my mind, she showed her boobs. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was, when was,
Well, that's a common
when was the first
misconception.
Halloween made?
76?
Okay. So I was probably 10 or 12 years old. I saw boobs. I don't care what you say. I saw boobies.
A little bit areola.
But yeah, that whole concept of just this, when she looks out the window and he's just standing by that tree. I love that part. It's like right in the beginning, she's sitting in her classroom and looks out the window and he's just standing there that creeps me out.
You know
Love
what?
that part.
You know what bothers me about so hard? Like people say Frankenstein, like
Frankenstein.
whatever, however you want to blur your lines. It's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster. Like Frankenstein is not the monster.
You mean you gave me the brain
Frankenstein is
of an
the scientist.
abnormal person?
The newest Frankenstein movie doesn't allude to Frankenstein being the monster.
Which one?
Don't remember which one.
What about Van Helsing?
I enjoyed it.
think
I
that-
watched
I
it.
think
Enjoyed
that-
it.
And the movie I'm talking about, along with Van Helsing, falls into that category. It's like Underworld. I'm a very big fan of Underworld, but they
I think
all
I know the
fall into
Frankenstein
that
movie you're talking
You know
about?
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Doc Frank or I Am Frankenstein.
Yes,
I believe
yes,
is what I'm talking
yes.
about. Yeah.
But he even alludes that he was made.
Right.
So he's Frankenstein's monster.
Right. Monster. Herman Munster was a Frankenstein. Monsters is what we're talking about.
Hence
Here.
why you bastardize something together and they call it Frankenstein.
I could say monster any way I want to. Thank you
You're welcome.
very much.
But
Thank you.
getting back to the topic at hand, movies today, the horror movies being made today, I feel like are more along the lines of psychological thrillers. You don't necessarily see a lot of monster movies anymore.
No.
It's more psychological. And one of my favorite movies, actually my all-time favorite horror movie, came out of the newer span here, and it's Insidious. The original, very first Insidious. The only movie that's ever actually got me to jump, that actually gave me chills when I watched it, and that doesn't happen very often.
I think I saw parts of that.
I
But
don't remember that one.
it's you've seen it, you just probably don't remember. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's based on things that can or can't be true, depending on... It's about a child who inherits the ability to astral project in his dreams from his father, but he goes too far into...
Oh, that's right.
into the other side and gets possessed by a demon. And just the stuff that happens and the way it plays out. I think it was well done. It was a great movie. My favorite. So, I don't know. I mean, it depends. It takes a lot to scare me, but I do love horror.
I scared you today.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure my heart was in my throat for about a solid hour.
She was out back grilling the sausages, and I came in, and I thought she heard me. I was standing by the back door, and I was just like, I yelled real, Katie!
I literally turned around, he's like, yo, Katie! And I'm like, oh my, I'm pretty sure my face said it all. I about pissed my pants.
She
on
shat
the deck.
herself.
But the Resident Evil movies.
I like them. I see again. I wouldn't classify that as a horror.
But it's considered horror zombie virus.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm up on the fence about that one.
I don't know. I just think she's hot.
Oh, absolutely. But,
What are we talking about?
Resident Evil.
Oh.
Mila Jovovich.
What about The Fifth Element?
Oh, Lilu. Oh. That's not a horror movie, but...
Down boy.
Oh. Whew.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's the classic, The Exorcist. That's probably been done to death.
You ever see Scanners?
Yeah, I saw Scanners.
You ever see? I like Scanners.
It's all right. I'm. It takes a lot, like you said, to scare me. So, for me, the most part, I'm just like, that's stupid. I don't believe that. Or it's got to be like. I know you didn't like this movie, The Babadook.
I don't remember much of the Babadook.
I don't know that I saw it.
You saw it because you said you liked it.
If I saw it, I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah, it was probably about 4 years ago. So they find that book in their house. The kid reads it, and the book basically is let out a demon out
I saw that movie.
of the book. And it constantly... It was an Australian film.
Yes.
And this demon, or whatever it was, kept fucking with the family, a mother and son. And it was driving the kid crazy. She's not getting any sleep. I think she ended up getting fired from her job, trying to deal with her crazy son. And she burned the book at one point, and it showed back up in the house. So I thought it was pretty original, if you ask me. I liked it. There's that movie, The Witch. You ever see that?
Yes. With Black Phillip?
Was it? I don't
The newer
remember.
one. The Witch, where they are like in olden times living out in
Yep.
the country.
Yep.
And the goat talks to the girl and makes her do
Yes.
crazy things.
Yeah.
That movie pissed me off.
Why?
Because I was so hyped to see it and thought it was going to be okay. And the whole time it was about a stupid talking fucking goat. And I hated it.
No, wait a minute. What about the witch that actually lived in the woods?
No. There was... At the end, you see the coven, like, getting together, but the whole time it's about this stupid fucking goat. His name was Black Phillip. Hated it.
Maybe I'm thinking of something
Hated
else.
it.
Because there was an actual, like, really demonic-looking witch that lived in the woods and would come out of the woods, and it snatched up the kid in the beginning. I don't think we're talking about the same movie.
I think we are. I think we're just really.
Is that the one where the mother goes in and they're underground? And
No.
No.
What the hell
Like
was that? I don't know what that one was.
The first scene, I think, is it looks like it's out on a prairie somewhere, and there's woods in the background.
Yes.
And the daughter, she's really young, maybe like 12, takes her little brother out to go play near the creek.
They're getting water. We are thinking of the same movie.
And
Yes.
he disappears.
Yes.
Wow, you didn't like
Was
that.
it a creek or a crick?
No.
I usually say creek. I don't know why I say
a crick.
crick.
I say crick all the time.
It's creek.
It's crick.
That's because you guys
And at the end of the movie, all you see is the girl standing naked in the circle of witches in the middle of the fire.
Yeah.
And black. Yeah, I didn't appreciate it. I was so hyped up for it and didn't appreciate it.
Wow. Don't you hate that?
I do. And that's life, you know?
Like that. What the?
Just full of expectation and then the actual thing's a letdown.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like that Bob Lazar movie. Katie, you got to see this. That sucks.
Yeah, I fell asleep the first time. The second time, I fell asleep.
But John falls asleep every time he watches a movie.
Not true.
John hypes me
Really?
up for a lot of shit.
I was fully awake for that movie with Tom Hanks, Greyhound.
Greyhound.
Grey
Were you-
Wolf.
were you
Oh, I
awake
want to
for
see that. I didn't see
It was a
that.
good movie.
We put it on, and you're like, you're going to fall asleep in 10 minutes. I'm like, I will not.
You,
And you
And it was
did.
10 minutes later, and I was
10
sound
minutes
asleep.
later, and John fell asleep, but he woke up at the best part. I mean,
So-
yeah.
If you guys talk about classic horror, like I'm talking 50s and 60s classic, what would be your favorite one from back then?
I wouldn't even know.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That is one of my favorites.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That and The Fall of the House of Usher.
Never
I have
saw
not
it.
seen that one.
That's based on the Edgar Allan Poe
I
writings.
do like Edgar Allan Poe.
Old Edgar.
And House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill is what was the other one? It was like it was a very long movie.
Rosemary's Baby.
No, not Rosemary's Baby. House on Haunted Hill, and then it was something Red Rose or Rose Red.
Red Rum.
Red Rum.
Rosebud.
Rose Red or Red Rose.
Red
God
Robin.
Damn it, John. Rose Red or I think it was Rose Red. It was pretty good too.
One of my favorites, like, because I did a lot of reading when I grew up too, as well as watching movies. I love
A
H.P.
gentleman and a scholar.
I didn't know you knew how to read.
H.P. Lovecraft. You ever
Who?
read any of his stuff?
I just told you I was an R.L. Stein fan.
Yeah.
Reanimator.
Okay.
You ever see the movie?
No.
The book is much better.
Okay. What's it about?
It's about bringing people back to life with some serum, and it was
Hey, why? That's kind of like Overlord.
it was a green serum.
Oh,
Yes,
Green.
I
but
thought
it
that
was
too.
Shoot me full of your green juice, baby. Bring me back to life.
Okay, John made it gay.
Like, it's dripping all
But
over
no,
my
how about
face.
How about Pet Cemetery?
Oh, yeah, that movie
The
creeped me out when I was a
old
kid.
one was a lot better than the new one. The
Yes.
new one fucking sucked.
Of
The old
course.
one was great.
I didn't like the new one. I like the old one.
I like the original.
what I just said.
That little
I'm agreeing with you.
That
Oh.
creepy kid who saws the dude's Achilles tendon in half with the razor.
Gage.
Gage was his name.
Gage. The cat's name is Church.
Church.
Two things I only remember about that movie.
I
What about Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, always a great.
I love that.
Classic.
Love it. And I didn't. I refuse. See, I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm not a fan of reboots or remakes. So when they come out, like I resist as long as I can. Eventually, I watch them, but I'll resist as long as I can to watch them.
I think for the most part they suck.
To the most part, they do.
I used to not think that till I met you. And you're like, I fucking hate remakes. I'm like, really? And then the more I started watching, I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You try and do
Remakes,
better, but
yes.
you can't.
Yes.
Yeah, they try to change the story just a little bit to make it fit whatever. I don't like it.
No.
Like all the Spider-Mans and all the Batmans, and
Yeah.
now you got
The new Batman is a completely other topic.
you
Don't
got
start.
an idiot playing Batman, and
Robert Pattinson.
I still
No,
think
before him.
I still think my favorite Batman was with
Ben
Keaton.
Affleck.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yeah.
Okay.
You had Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
That was more the comic book style Batman.
Yeah.
I like the Dark Knight series, but we're off topic.
Something just came to mind for me because we are talking about horror movies. What about the Saw series?
You know
The
what?
Saw series for me, I enjoyed it. Not like scary, but like I really did enjoy the Saw series.
think
I
that
like
was
the
a
first
good-
one or two. After that, I just think it's gratuitous violence. That
Absolutely, but at the same time, I think it was great.
I stopped watching them.
The first Saw is
The first Saw was good.
great.
Yeah. The second one was good. But
I would consider them more like a psychological.
But apparently that falls into the subcategories.
yeah,
I mean, I could throw a bunch of names out.
let me see where Saw falls here. It's under gore and disturbing, under torture,
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
like
of
the movie
gore.
Hostel.
Yeah,
I didn't really care for Hostel. What
but,
about...
I mean, I've watched. What the hell was that? Real life death. Faces of Death.
Face of Death, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's as horrific as you can get.
Right. But, like, I come from the era of, like, Psycho. You didn't see the violence, but you knew it was there, and it was still kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Where Saw, and even like Hellraiser. Hellraiser, I think, was one of the first movies that I saw that they showed the violence. Like, the hooks coming out and ripping
Yeah.
the guy apart. And okay, I think there's a place for that, but I don't know that...
I love the gore.
That's what makes a good horror
I enjoy
movie.
gore, too.
What about the Final
Destination?
No. God damn it. Was the fucking not newest Rambo, the one before that? Where the guy, he took those missionaries into,
My fucking cord.
he took those missionaries into Burma.
Shotgun Preacher?
And I mean,
Or Machine Gun Preacher?
that movie is gory. Like, they show, the village running across a minefield and getting blown up. They're shooting them down. You're throwing grenades at them. And, when you get blown up, it shows like blood mist, chunks of the body parts flying. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
just,
gratuitous violence. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Well,
I'm not downing it.
asking
I'm
is,
just saying
would
it's...
you consider that a horror movie?
No. That's an action adventure.
Yo. It's not a horror movie.
You're not going to start this again.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh, I can and I will.
You are not going to talk crap on Sylvester Stallone.
but it's funny.
I told you I love Sly.
Throw out a bunch of names of horror movies, though. Talk about Jeepers Creepers.
I like
Children of the
Jeepers
Corn,
Creepers.
House of Wax.
The
Hills
House of Wax,
Have
loved
Eyes.
it.
All the
Which
stuff,
Hills Have Eyes? The original?
House of a Thousand Corpses. It depends.
Because the Rob Zombie version was like pretty much porn.
I love Sherry
Yeah,
Moon.
but
It was not what the original story was. See, it's a remake, it's a reboot, so I have a grudge against it to begin with. I did watch it. I thought it was a decent. It was a spooky movie. I mean, not like spooky like Ghost Spooky, but like
They turn the guy into a fish.
see, that's
fish
what
boy.
I think of, though, when I think of spooky. Ghosts. Ghosts,
I mean,
haunted houses.
how about disturbing?
That's spooky.
How about disturbing?
Disturbing is this whole entire podcast. But
Touche.
I don't know. I don't.
Touche, you said
I
you were
don't
a
know.
pussycat.
What about It? Look at It.
It never scared me.
All
never.
the people that say, "Oh, it was so scary," blah blah blah.
I didn't find it
I
scary at
don't
all.
find the original scary. I don't find the new one scary. Actually, the second remake, It 2, bored me to death. And I don't know. You would think all the technology we have to remake some of these movies would be great, but scare me. Scare me.
Don't know if I saw it.
Motherfucker. But I'm asking, I'm begging, actually.
Yeah, I think that's the issue for me is just a lot of shit doesn't scare me.
What
So
was
I
the
don't
one where the
find
kids broke into the deaf guy's house?
I don't know.
the deaf Nam guy's house? He was like special forces.
Yeah.
Killed them all.
Don't breathe.
Don't
or
breathe.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That was good.
That was
I
good.
like that one.
But
Yeah.
what was the one where it was completely? You showed me this. It was completely silent. The entire fucking film was silent. Like the first five, I said, "Is this how the entire movie is
Quiet
going to
Place?
breathe?" Yeah, breathe. This is how the entire movie is going to be. A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I know. I watched this with you.
John Krakow,
It's
What,
quiet.
What's her face is in it?
Ray Liotta.
No. The chick that was in it. Quiet Place.
Emily Blunt.
No.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh my God, I'm gonna smack you.
I thought it was Nicole Kidman too. Actually,
No.
excuse me.
Sandra Bullock.
Was she really?
No, that's
No,
that,
Sandra
that was
Bullock
a
was in
different
a
one.
completely different movie.
That was damn it. They had whatever they looked at something, it would possess their body.
No. They had to be quiet because these aliens could hear him, or these creatures could hear him.
You're thinking of a completely different movie.
Now I'm second guessing. It might be. I don't even
No,
I checked, but I don't have internet access.
Remember, they were in that house. Machine Gun Kelly was in it. They went to the grocery store, and it was if they stared at somebody who had the disease or virus, whatever it was.
Bird Box.
Bird Box. That was Sandra Bullock.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
You're right.
Bird
I'm
Box.
always
You're right.
I was wrong once. I thought I was wrong, but I wasn't.
You were mistaken. That's my line, asshole.
That was Marty's line.
Yeah, he learned it from me.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No way.
And a case of stolen valor. Anyway,
Oh!
Bird Box was good.
Bird Box was okay.
Silence of the Lambs.
Love it.
Come on.
Love it.
Clear classic. If you don't like Silence of the Lambs, anybody who doesn't like Silence of the Lambs,
Probably takes it right in the ass.
dry.
Hello,
And likes
Clarice.
it. Yes.
But that was, yes. Okay, what was the other one?
Jaws.
No, where they sing
Hold
Goodbye
on.
Horses.
Hold on. Let's wrap on Jaws for a second.
Where they sing to horses?
They sing Goodbye Horses.
What?
That was Silence of the Lambs, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye Horses, and he wears the skin masks.
Yeah. Do you want to fuck me? Do you want to fuck me?
I'd fuck me so hard.
Put the lotion in
Let's
the
wrap
basket.
on it. Jaws. I don't consider it a horror movie. I think it caused a lot of... Because it's a real thing, and this is what I'm saying. Horror movies are best when they can play off
That
of
gave
fears
Great
that
White
can
Sharks
actually
a bad
be real.
rap.
Real. No, well, great white sharks are
But
fucking monsters.
There's
but-
people who will not go in the water because of Jaws.
Okay.
That to me is a successful horror movie.
Nah, that just means people are stupid.
Well, that's true. I've always thought people are stupid. It had nothing to do with movies.
Okay, so I don't go in the water because there might be sharks. Congratulations, you'd be correct. Sharks live in the water. I don't.
I think it gave people an irrational fear of sharks. And fear is the name of the game in horror.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
You want to be scared.
I thought it was
You
just
want
to make the back of your throat tickle. I don't know why.
That's other things.
No, but I saw Jaws, and a shark's favorite animal, hands down. They don't make me scared to go in the water. They intrigue me to go in the water.
Well, okay. We
That's
both
'cause
scuba dive.
you're nuts.
We both have no problem with sharks. I have taken a picture within 4 foot of a shark.
One of the smallest sharks on the island of Saipan.
So what?
Yeah, I'm
a little
fucking with
baby
you, bro.
shark.
It was a black tip reef shark.
Baby shark, dude. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Not even okay.
How
Irrelevant.
close have you been to a shark besides behind glass?
I've been right. I have been
In the water.
I have
In the water.
I have swam next to a shark in open water, right up next to her.
Listen,
and
I
she
got
was
you all
40
beat.
feet long, motherfucker.
I got
You got bit
all
by a
beat.
shark.
No. I caught a shark.
That's right.
Yep. And I held it in my hands. Their skin is crazy.
You hear this?
Oh, it's because
Can you open another monster?
both-
She queef out another monster?
just griefed a monster. Nah, sharks don't scare me.
Yeah.
They don't scare me either. I love sharks.
The
People
sharks
scare
are like
me more than sharks.
sandpaper.
Yes.
And their eyes are crazy looking. But yeah, so, little sand shark, no teeth.
They all have teeth.
Apparently I was what I was told. They don't have teeth.
They have teeth.
They have teeth.
They're just small teeth and not razor sharp.
The one I caught had a fucking jaw on it.
Well, I guess that fucking guy was wrong.
Oh,
Prick.
fuck him.
Better
You guys
him
see
again.
Happy Death Day?
I did not.
Yeah, the preview, because I won't watch it.
Oh, I enjoyed that movie. I did when my buddy said to me, he goes, "Hey, well, we're gonna watch this movie," and I'm like, God, "Dude, that's kind of looks stupid," but I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the second one too. Happy Death Day to you.
What about The Purge?
The Purge.
Is that horror?
I would consider it if
have
we're
to be.
talking about horror and
If
all
Jaws
the
is
subcultures.
horror
I'm
and The
just
Purge
gonna
is
say.
not,
Well, the Jaws falls under one of the subcategories in the genres.
You know what though? I can't say shit about that because we were talking about the Birds too, and he said Birds is a horror movie. And you know what? It doesn't scare me. I don't consider it a horror movie. But my mother is deathly afraid of birds and could not watch that movie. It made her skin crawl.
how can
So-
you be afraid of birds?
She got attacked by a goose when she was little.
Oh boy,
They peck a dude's eye out in the movie. That's
you
That's not
can't just
scary.
like kick the thing,
Yeah, kind
they're flying. They're crows. They're coming after you.
break its neck.
Oh God.
Have you heard of a tennis racket?
What about Misery?
That was good. I remember watching that, and I think my mom and stepdad wouldn't let me. They like covered my eyes during the part where she smashes his ankles with the sledgehammer.
Annie Wilkes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all right. Of The Shining.
I've watched it
I
probably
liked-
about 10 times. It's a
I
good
like
movie.
Doctor Strange better.
Yeah.
The newer, and Doctor Strange wasn't necessarily a remake. It was just a branch off of The Shining. But I did enjoy Doctor Strange. I was drunk the first time I watched it in the movie theater. The second time I watched it almost completely sober and still enjoyed it just as much. That was well made.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Never heard of it.
Doctor Strange.
Never heard of it.
I thought Doctor Strange was a comic book movie.
I think you should shut your mouth.
You've been told.
Okay, I'm just saying, Doctor Strange, isn't that the comic book movie? Isn't that the Marvel?
No, Doctor Strange is that movie that I'm talking about.
Okay.
What about The Ritual?
Don't know if I saw it.
Oh, this was the one I was trying to tell you about, but I
You forgot the name, forgot the
Forgot the
actors,
name,
and forgot what it was about?
yeah. So these 4 guys, I think it is, they're grieving the death of their best friend. So they go over to some Welsh island or something like that to go on a hiking trip. And there's an old like Norse mythical creature and legend. It's like a horse monster that lives in the woods. And so they get lost in the woods, and this thing is slowly starts like messing with them. And at the end, I think it ends up killing like 3 of the guys, and the one guy makes it to this creepy village, and I don't know how to explain it, but they're like sacrificing people. This horse monster comes out of the woods and like jerks the guy off or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Why's it got? Why gotta make it a gay movie?
ad-libbing
Because if it
here.
wasn't gay, John wouldn't like it.
But I don't know. That was all right. It was another one when I watched like the Babadook, and they're all foreign movies.
What about Alien?
What about
I
it?
love it.
You don't think it's a horror movie?
Nope.
It's sci-fi horror.
It's a sci-fi thriller.
Ding 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 ding.
I don't disagree with you. When I saw it on the list as a horror movie, I was like, I'm not sure.
It would be a lot more cooler if aliens were real. Sounds like another podcast.
It does.
Hint hint wink wink.
So where are we at here? Here's one. I sent this to John. It's under the genre gore and disturbing, extreme. The name is a Serbian movie.
You sent that to me, or I sent it
a
to you?
Serbian film. It's called a Serbian film.
When did you send that to me?
Probably last night.
Ooh,
Guess who didn't get it last night?
yeah.
That sounds like a personal
Well,
problem.
that could double as things, but what I'm trying to say is...
I was too busy working.
John, you'll have to look this movie up. I think you'll enjoy it.
What's it about?
It's about a porn star who has a stepbrother. No, a porn star, an older porn star. She's like trying to get out of the business, but she's offered a job to do one more film, and it turns out it's a snuff film.
Oh, damn. Meet them snuff films.
Yeah,
8mm.
I've already
It's a
lost
snuff film.
interest.
yeah. But is that horror or suspense?
I would say suspense.
It's gay. Next.
You wouldn't watch it because there's Nick Cage in it.
I didn't think it was a good movie. It wasn't. I
watched it because it was about a porn star in a snuff film.
actually thought that was one of his better movies. Just saying.
I liked Wicker Man.
I'm sure you did.
Wicker Man could be a horror movie.
I guess.
Probably.
Or not.
You know, I can't imagine dying a more horrific death than
Do-
being burned
do-
alive
do you
by
know
a
there's a
gigantic wooden man.
There's a subgenre that is Blumpkin / redneck.
Wow, I have to see this.
That's just a subgenre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre falls under that subgenre.
Along with Blumpkins? Could you imagine
Like
getting
country Blumpkin.
could you imagine,
Bumpkin, not Blumpkin.
It says
Those
Blumpkin.
are two very different things. Check the definition in Urban Dictionary.
I'm not doing that.
Wait, is it Bumpkin or Blumpkin?
It says Blumpkin.
Bumpkin.
Could you imagine getting a Blumpkin from...
It was Bumpkin, and Mike just copied it the way he wanted to hear it.
If you've ever gotten a Blumpkin from Michael Myers, give us a call.
So, if we haven't mentioned your favorite horror movie,
Were you not listening?
what?
Been there, done that like a half an hour ago.
No. I'm talking to the viewers now. I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
If we haven't
Carry
mentioned
on.
your favorite horror
If
movie,
we haven't mentioned
Carry
their
on,
favorite
carry
horror
on.
movie.
I mean, I feel like we've mentioned a lot.
drop a comment. Let us know.
Yeah.
If you want to see something on the podcast, drop a comment. Let us know.
Yeah, we're open to suggestions.
Anything.
Basically, all we do is
We're
we just
willing to try anything.
talk about
I
shit.
will try anything once. I'm just going to put that on the podcast so everybody knows it's gospel.
What?
I will try anything once.
So, that's the end of this episode. Go take on the world. Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Yeah, I'm actually amazed that we're all friends.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real